Hi there, as usual it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and this is the newest ATV Loncin Xwolf 1000 matte version. Here it is. Huge, powerful beast. Finally we've got it for the review. By the way, this ATV has been awaited by many riders. Why? Cause Loncin gives us in this model the most powerful ATV with full set of all possible matte options. And at the same time, the price of this quad is pretty reasonable, comparing with other analogs. We'll speak about the prices later, and before that, we'll review the ATV and make the toughest tests in different conditions. So we have a lot of things to do. It's time to begin, let's go! And that wolf looks good, right? Especially in this stream, it just looks sporty and aggressive, practically begging you to go tear up the hardest of road. And as you can see, the profile is lean, the body lines are sharp and well balanced, the color combo, that sandy plastic with the brick red trim, really nice. The graphics are minimal, but honestly, even without all the stickers, the new Xwolf looks awesome. What do you think, folks? Drop your thoughts in the comments. One of the key features in the design is lighting. As usually in Loncin ATVs, the lighting is dope here, powerful LED high and low beam, awesome running lights at the front, and huge LED bar with animation from behind. Well, the whole look of the ATV is an obvious advantage of the new Xwolf, but let's move to the main characteristics. By the way, Sergey will help us today to test the quad, huge thanks for that. The quad isn't small, 2368mm long, 1266mm wide, 1483mm tall. It weighs 459 kilos. This version comes with 30-inch mud tires on aluminum bedlock wheels. With these tires, the ground clearance is 36 centimeters. Under the plastic, we see 976cc, 2-cylinders engine, 99 HP and 98 Nm of torque. Let's fire it up! At idle, the engine has this deep growl, and when you hit the throttle, it drops some serious bass. The sound is already solid, even with the stock exhaust. And it's time for the first little test of this beast, let's try it. You try it right here, at this place. We are pushing the throttle, and the Xwolf jumps ahead like a wild beast for its prey, tearing up the ground with those mud tires. It's clear, it has more than enough power. Well, we will have many more rides a bit later, and now let's review some more features. The transmission gives us a full off-road setup, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, low range, a selectable front locker, and the coolest part, a self-locking front differential that kicks in when the front wheels start slipping. We've seen a similar solution on BRP quads. A separate button controls the electric power steering modes. You have 3 modes, from light to heavy. New gearbox makes shifting light and precise. As you can see, all the modes engage smoothly, no jerking, no rocking. There is an independent front and rear suspension with double A-arms and adjustable shocks. The front suspension travel is 235mm and rear one is 255. The suspension is quite heavy-duty to jump over such big logs, and we see enough ground clearance for such things. As we can see, there are steel tubes at the bottom of the quad, so we are not afraid of damaging it on such logs. The display is awesome, big and bright, with nice graphics. In the stream we have a cargo box instead of passenger seat. It's a smart solution for a solo rider, but it's easy to detach the box and install a passenger seat here. Under it, we see a waterproof glove box, and there is one more, even bigger, in the rear end of the quad. There are 2 cup holders at the left, and there are USB and 12-volt sockets. The grips are comfy and handy, and the mounting strap is a nice touch, perfect for handling the quad in the mud. The mud version comes with a factory radiator relocation kit and snorkels. Everything looks clean and well integrated, unlike custom setups from no-name shops. Up top, above the radiator, you've got the air intake and the fuse box. There is also a stock winch with a synthetic rope and an auto stop. The factory mud body kit with its bumpers looks great, and it's fully functional. Well, we've gone over the main features of the latest Xwolf. Now it's time to move on to our tests. Let's go! It's obvious this beast is not cut out for asphalt, but it's still interesting to see how it goes here. And it goes here pretty decent. But the mud tires are very noisy, and you will probably not like to wear out them on asphalt. And you can take it from me, there is enough both power and speed. The top speed is more than 100 km per hour, and the suspension and electric power steering work properly at high speed. The first mode of EPS is recommended here, providing the feedback from the steering. By the way, the fuel tank is 33 liters, and the fuel consumption is about 15 liters per 100 kilometers. Well, let's leave the asphalt for some more interesting mud places. Let's go! Despite its notable size and 460 kilos weight, the 99 HP engine makes it feel light. Push the throttle and the big quad instantly jumps forward. Just hold on tight. And on the move, in any range, the acceleration is really pleasing. The Xwolf responds super neatly to the throttle. Fans of dynamic rides will love it. On the trail, it feels like this beast is constantly egging you on to push the throttle harder. Tearing down dirt roads on it, it's incredibly exciting and comfortable. And speaking of comfort, the suspension handles all the roughnesses of the road very well. You can go at a high speed, even on pretty bumpy track, and the rider can sit in comfort, standing up only on the roughest terrain. Let me remind, the suspension has all the adjustments, so you can make settings according to your personal request. The front travel is 235mm and 255 from behind. The seat is rather comfortable as well. I'd like to find some drawbacks actually, but still it's rather hard task. And little by little, we are heading into Xwolf natural habitat. It's a valley of off-roading. We are in some kind of rainy season right now, with downpours week after week, so even the usual quad trails have turned into a pretty hardcore route. Hardcore for regular quad, but our Xwolf just goes here without any hesitation. And no wonder, we've got every off-road tool in our inventory. 30-inch mud tires on bad logs, low range, all the lockers, and the massive torque of that liter engine. The result? We feel like off-road king, playfully tackling every obstacle on our path. But we finally found something interesting for the new Xwolf. At last, a worthy rival, our rider thinks, and dives straight into a deep muddy rut. And even with those 30-inch tires and massive ground clearance, it's not enough to blast through it in one go. We try to back out. The tires are super grippy, so we manage it without much trouble. It's time for another attempt. Even with more momentum, this hole won't let us through. And don't forget about that front after locker. In moments like this, it kicks in just at the right time. And we finally conquer this obstacle without needing the winch. Alright, how about we try it from the other side? That will be even tougher. And our tests wouldn't be complete if we didn't finally find a spot to try out the winch. Of course, with Xwolf, finding such a place is not an easy task. So we simply decided to try crossing a small river with pretty steep banks. There is a bridge nearby where everyone else goes, but we are taking our own path. As you can see, the bank is really steep, so we descend carefully. Good thing our version has that body kit. No need to worry about damaging the plastics on obstacles like this. And the other bank turns out to be just as steep. We pop the front wheels up and end up hanging on the ledge. After a few attempts, we finally spool out the winch. The stock 1.5-ton winch with synthetic rope handles the job with ease. Awesome! Well, and now it's time for our favorite topic, speaking about the prices. As we can see, the newest Loncin Xwolf 1000 Smart version is the coolest ATV, powerful and effective. It's ready to conquer the hardest off-roading obstacles. At the time of filming this video, the price of the new Xwolf MP is about $18,000. Well, let's call it today, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please post your comments what you think of this ATV. Consider watching another our video about similar vehicle. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.